Hello everyone. Very good morning. But first of all, Jai Hind and a very happy Independence Day to all of you. I'm Siddhi Bangard, your friend, educator, and mentor. So, let's crack it with UPSC CSE in English with Unacademy. So, briefly, folks, let's begin. So today we'll be doing not much questions, but questions from the India Year book because it's Independence Day. So I thought it would be more appropriate that we talk and know a little bit more about India. And also, India Year book is an invariable part of your UPSC CSE preparation. So we'll do a couple of questions from that. And the session is not going to be very long today because I want you guys to actually go and listen to our PM, listen to what our president has to say on this Independence Day, what schemes are announced. So keep watching out for that and definitely enjoy the day with your family. So a very good morning to everyone. Yes, good morning Jyoti, good morning Naveen. So who all are there in the class as of now? Please let me know. Please ping me on the live chat so I know who all are there in the class. So folks, amazing morning, very good morning. Another year added to Indian independence. So with that, briefly about me, to all those who are new to my class, I'm from BIT Mestra Rachi. I have 3 years of teaching experience. I've appeared for 4 mains and an interview. And I did my graduation from XLRI Jamshedpur, my postgrad. This is my Telegram group link, and this is my Unacademy profile link. So either place you can follow me in the group. You can also chat with me, and on Unacademy, if you follow me, you get all the notifications of my classes whenever I'm taking them. So in the evening, I take a 8:30 p.m. class regularly on Unacademy. That's a prelims test series. Very good morning, everyone. Okay, so yes, so in my class, I right now have Jyoti, Naveen, Shantini, Afreen, Sanjeev, Akash, and Kaveri. Very good morning, everyone. Yes, happy Independence Day. Okay, folks. So let's start cracking it with an academy. So at an academy, you get daily live classes. This is a part of our all packages, whether it is the plus course or the iconic course. We have daily live classes as I'm taking right now, the 8:30 p.m. classes, and you have live tests and quizzes. So all the educators are assigned, whoever is there teaching on an academy, they prepare regular mock tests and quizzes so that you can continuously hone your preparation. Good morning, everyone. And all our courses are aligned to the UPSC syllabus. That's why I'm covering the India Yearbook quiz, because though we read it, but when there is a quiz, you actually understand the small nuances which we'll discuss today. So it's going to be pretty interesting. And we have unlimited access. So with one subscription of an academy, you get unlimited access to all our courses, more than 200 courses that are running on our platform, whether live or recorded. So those who have not downloaded the Unacademy learning app, please download it, because it becomes very easy then to log into your classes, and you can also see your continuous progress. How are you progressing on the platform or learning? And introducing to you the Unacademy Iconic program, I was just talking. So it is a program for everyone, those who want a proper direction or give a proper direction to their entire UPSC preparation strategy. This is a very unique program launched by our platform. So online, nobody else is doing it. That you are assigned, apart from all the benefits that you get under the Unacademy Plus courses, you're also assigned a personalized mentor with whom you can talk on WhatsApp, chat on a call, discuss one-on-one all your queries and doubts, and he will be there with you for the entire year of preparation or 2 years of preparation, whatever subscription plan you choose. So with that, let me introduce you. So our plus courses for 12 months are for 64, and if you use my code SP Siddhi or SBUS, whichever you choose, you get an instant 10% off, and that reduces to 57,600. And for 24 months of Iconic or 2 years of Iconic, the cost is 99,000. It reduces to 90,000 if you use my code SP Siddhi or SBUS. So under Iconic, you get not only live classes, test series, unlimited practice and structured schedules, but also, and most importantly, a personal coach, daily mains Q&A practice, a study planner, and a personalized feedback. So, and under our plus courses, For a year, it is for 44,000, and if you use my code SP Siddhi or SBUS, it comes down to 39,600. And for 2 years, the plus course is 64,000, which comes down to less than 58,000 if you use my code SP Siddhi. So with that, folks, choose wisely, choose an academy, and choose Iconic. You can use my code SP Siddhi or SBUS for any subscription under the UPSC CSE category. You get an instant 10% off. With that, folks, let's proceed. So the rules of the game are very simple. So who all are there? Are we still here, guys? All of you? Okay, so who has joined new? Please let me know. So the ground rules of this class are, feel free to be wrong here. We'll make a lot of mistakes. So today it's the India quiz. We'll have 15 questions and I'll give you 25 to 30 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer each of them. So you'll have enough time. There are some very, very small mistakes in the questions that you have to identify so that we now remember the nuances of what is there in the India book. I'm covering some of the questions here. Some of the questions I will keep covering as we progress in our classes. All right. So, and don't be sad if you make mistakes. It is okay to make mistakes. Make as many mistakes as you want. This is the place where you should make mistakes. And most importantly, enjoy the session, because it's important to enjoy your study so that you remember everything. And I believe that my students are improving in each day. You should believe the same and work hard for the same. So with that, we'll start the class. So happy Independence Day to all of you once again. And there goes your first question. So 20 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer. And your time starts in the next 5 seconds. So I haven't got any answers yet. Anybody wants to answer? It's actually quite easy. You'll be like, ma'am, we didn't pay attention to these things. Were they there in the India yearbook? Yes, they were there. So let me see who wants to be a millionaire today. Okay. All right. Actually, there's a problem with the option here. So the correct answer, folks, there is a problem here in this one. Actually, it is not 1 and 2, it is 1 only. This is 1 only. The rest options are fine. 2 only, actually. The rest of the options are fine. So could you please answer again? Everybody? The B option, please make the correction. It is option 2 only and not 1 and 2. No, it is B option is 2 only. Yes, B again. So Ganga, you're correct. And Akash, you're right. So basically, your Barak river does not rise in Nagaland. It rises in Manipur, in a village. Alright. So option number 1 is incorrect. Option number 2 is correct. Makku, Trang, Tuwai, Jiri, Sunai are all tributaries of the Barak river, which rises in Manipur. And option 3 is incorrect because Jia Bhareli, Dhansiri, if you remember, Puthimari and Pagladia are the tributaries of not the Teesta but the Brahmaputra river. Alright. So those who answered option number B, you're all correct. It's 2 only. The third option, they are all the tributaries of the Brahmaputra river. You rarely hear about Jia Bareli, Puthimari or Pagladiya. They are also the tributaries of Brahmaputra river apart from Dhansiri, Dihang and Dibang. Is it clear? Yes? Okay. So I'm not showing you the map for these because it is very difficult to find them in the map. They're very, very small tributaries. And regarding the Barak River, I already discussed it in yesterday's session on Unacademy. We discussed the rivers yesterday in detail. So I want you guys to go and watch those sessions because we covered some really wonderful questions yesterday on Unacademy session. It is a free for all session. So please go and look at that session. All right, Akash, then you must be knowing it already. Very good. Question number 2. 20 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer. This one should be very easy. So Akash, where do you live exactly? And who else is from Assam or Manipur? Anybody from Northeast apart from Akash? I haven't got a correct answer as yet. This should have been very easy. Okay, Afin already answered. Jyoti answered. Yes. Who else wants to answer? Actually, option number D is correct. Shantini and Sanjeev and Gurpreet, you are late to the class. No, option A is incorrect. It's the estimates committee which has members only from Lok Sabha. So let me tell you which committee has how many members. So actually all the three committees are the finance committees. Guys, ये वाला question correct होना चाहिए था. Everybody should have got this correct. Right? You cannot make mistake in this question. This is very, very fundamental question. So all of these three are finance committees and I have discussed these committees previously with you guys on the same YouTube sessions a couple of days ago. So ये तो बिल्कुल गलत नहीं होना चाहिए था. It's okay, Suman. It's okay. It's okay. So most of you have answered it correctly. Gayatri, why did you get it wrong? Naveen, why C? Good morning, Gurpreet. And why A, Gurpreet? Who got it? Who got it incorrect? It's option number D. And why incorrect? This shouldn't be incorrect. This is very basic, very, very basic. So all of these three are finance committees of the Lok Sabha. Guys, am I audible? Am I clearly audible to everyone? Because if I'm not audible, please let me know. That shouldn't be an issue at all. I should be very much audible. Okay. So your committee on public undertakings and your public account committee, both this and COPU is called Committee on Public Undertakings. They both have 22 members each. So 7 are from Rajya Sabha and 15 are from Lok Sabha. And Estimates Committee has 30 members, all from the Lok Sabha. I already shared that document with you, which is a PDF. Great. So this is how it is. The tenure for each of these finance committees is 1 year. All right. Estimates Committee completely from the Lok Sabha, elected by the Lok Sabha. Public Accounts Committee 22 members and COPU or Committee on Public Undertakings both have 22 members, 15 from Lok Sabha, 7 from Rajya Sabha. The tenure is again 1 year and they are elected by the two houses. Yes, Neelam, Estimates Committee. Let's move on to question number 3. 25 to 30 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer. And even this should be correct. This is a very basic polity question. And this is all information given in our India Air book. So this should be on your tips. Time starts now. So who's answering me now? Are you guys finding the quiz difficult? Because I think it's pretty easy today. It's something that you should have already read. So I haven't received any answers up till now. Anybody wants to answer? Okay, so only Akash has got it correct. Yes, it's option number B. Only 3 is incorrect. Sanjeev got it correct, Suman got it correct, Naveen got it correct, Afreen got it correct. Rest all the options are incorrect. 2, 4, 5 are correct. Out of this, 4 is correct, 3 is incorrect. So option number C is not the answer, option number D is not the answer, and option number A is definitely not the answer. Now, why is 3 incorrect? Read the option again. They are saying they examine such bills as are referred to the committee by the CAG and the president. Why would the CAG and the president refer them the bills? The president might still refer them the bills, but CAG? Why would the CAG do that? CAG submits a report which is examined by the parliament, right? That's why option number 3 is wrong. In fact, these bills are submitted to these committees by the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha chairman or speaker respectively. Is it understood? That's why option number 3 is incorrect, and hence 3 only is the incorrect answer. At present, there are 17 departmentally related standing committees. So what are departmentally related standing committees? So each ministry of the government is actually audited. For example, there is a departmentally related committee on the home affairs. There is another one on industry. There's another one on finance. So all these, they actually audit the annual reports of these various departments. They check whether the demands for grants which have been given to these ministry, has the budget been properly utilized or not. And they also consider their annual reports or the policy documents that come out of these ministries. So we have 17 DRSEs as of now. So only option number B is incorrect. Understood? Any doubts so far? Anybody? Please let me know. No, Gayatri, there are 17. As per the India Air book, there are 17 DRSCs, not 24. And this is as per India Air book 2020. But if you're saying so, I'll go and check it again. But since I checked it this morning itself, it says 17. The number was increased after 2004. All right, Gayatri? Is that okay? It is 17 as per the India Air book 2020. I will check it and let you know. I will check it and let you know, Ganga and Gayatri. If it is not so, I will correct that. All right? Should we move on to the next question? Yes. So another 20 seconds, 25 seconds to read it and 30 seconds to answer. God. Your time starts now. Okay. So, all right. Most of you have answered it correctly. Akash, it's not D. Yes, Neelam, you're right. Naveen, it's not D. Neelam, you're right. It's not Article 73. It's Article 76. Gurpreet, option number C is incorrect. 2 only is not correct. In fact, 2 is incorrect. It's Article 76, under which the Attorney General of India is appointed by the President, and it's a constitutional post under the government. All right? Yes, it's Article 76. So, the correct option is A. Option A is correct. The Solicitor General of India, he is government's chief legal advisor and its primary lawyer. But who is the primary legal officer? The primary legal officer of Government of India is the Attorney General of India, which is a constitutional post under Article 76. And rest all, the Solicitor General of India or the additional Solicitor Generals of India, they are statutory positions. They are not constitutional positions. And they are appointed by whom? They are appointed by the Cabinet Committee of Appointments. Alright? So all the rest other places, Solicitor Generals, additional Solicitor Generals, they are appointed by the Appointments Committee of the Cabinet. It is only the Attorney General of India, which is a constitutional post appointed by the President, and his entire tenure is on the pleasure of the President, just like it is for the Governor. Understood? So let's actually look at this. This is directly from India Year book. Okay, so the only two things that you need to remember here is that the Attorney General has the right of audience in all courts. He can go to any court and take his stand. He will be heard there. And he holds the office during the pleasure of the President and receives the remuneration as the President determines by the conduct of business rules. And he is any person who can be appointed. Any person who is qualified to be a judge of Supreme Court can be appointed to the post. So this comes under Article 76. Solicitor Generals of India. So they are the primary lawyer in the Supreme Court of India. They are government's primary lawyer in the Supreme Court of India. That's why whenever you hear news, so from government side in the Supreme Court of India, it is always the Solicitor General of India who is representing the government. And they all, the Solicitor Generals or the additional Solicitor Generals, they all act as a supporting officer to the Attorney General, who is the primarily law officer of the country. Coming here, then what is Article 73 about? So basically, Part 5 of the Constitution starts with the Union, alright, or the Union Executive. So Article 73 is regarding the extent of executive power of the Union. Where does Union has its executive power? Where can it make laws? So this is defined under Article 73. Article 73 is the appointment of Attorney General. So that's the difference, alright. So first of all, Attorney General should be, the qualifications are that he could be appointed a judge of the Supreme Court. So that person only can become the Attorney General of India. He's appointed by the President and he enjoys his tenure during the pleasure of the President. That means during the pleasure of the Union government. And he has audience in all the courts around the territory of India. With that, let's move on to question number 5. All right, so 25 seconds to read it and 30 seconds to answer it. Gurpreet, why are we getting these wrong? Do we need to revise polity a little bit? No, Jyoti, actually the questions are in order of how they appear in the chapters. So I'm going chapter wise. No, he has no voting right, Akash. That's true. Shirdi, you are new to my class, right? Shantini, Kaveri, also come to my evening class. You like the class, the special classes. All right, your time starts now. Yes, Shantini. Okay, only Jyoti has replied to this. Yes, we actually don't read much about it. Okay, your B is correct. You're very sure. Okay. Um, okay. Actually, option number D is the correct answer for 5. No, both the options are correct. It is an office under the Cabinet Secretariat and it is there to fulfill Government of India's obligations under the Chemical Weapons Convention, which also, by the way, win a Nobel Prize. The Organization for Chemical Weapons Convention, it had won a Nobel Prize in 2013 for the implementation of the peaceful disarmament when it relates to chemical weapons, right? So option number 1 is also correct. Option number 2 is also correct. Both are correct. All right. So Sanjeev is right. Neither 1 or 2 is incorrect. The question asks you for the incorrect options. So none of them are incorrect. Is that clear to everyone? Neelam? Still sure? Akash has done it correctly and Sanjeev answered correctly. What are you confused between, Jyoti? This is the Chemical Weapons Convention Act. In India it was passed in 2000. And force में आने में time लग सकता है. You can actually have a later date to let it come into force because you have to publish it in the Gazette. Understand? Alright, Shantini. Yes, Neelam. Neelam is, oh my god, incorrect. What was that? What was I reading? That's why I keep saying, read the questions again and again. Go and check the India Airbook 2020. You will find it in the second or third chapter. It is there when we are discussing all the political implications related to India. Okay? Chalo. So let's move on. Okay. Question number 6. Very easy. Extremely easy. Okay? So 25 seconds to read and 30 to answer. Yeah, Jyoti, because I want people to read. Read it. Not correct, correct. Spend time. I'm giving you time to read the questions, right? Read the questions. And your time starts now. Guys, read again. It is clearly visible, Komendra. Everybody else is answering. Can you please move to full screen view in your phone? Okay. I think only Gurpreet and Jyoti answered it correctly. So, yes, only B is correct. It is not May 21. It is April 21. नीलम फादर को बाद में याद करना पहले डेट करेक्ट याद कर लो yes yes Ganga it's B. This part is correct. The day April 21 coincides the date when the first Home Minister of Independent India Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel addressed the first batch of Indian Administrative Services. That's why it is celebrated as Civil Services Day, but the day is April 21 and not May 21. Yes. So is everybody with me on this? Got it? Chalo. Let's move on to the next question. This is an interesting one. So I give you 25 seconds to read it and 30 seconds to answer it. Your time starts in the next 5 seconds. Gurpreet, why such a hurry? Read. Read again. Read again, everybody. You can't make mistakes in the India book. That's it. Santini and Akash and Ganga have got it correct. Yes, only option number A is correct. Both these are incorrect. That's why I said read and read again. International form of Roman numerals? No. International form of Indian numerals. Why will we follow Roman numerals? So we follow the international form of Indian numerals. Alright. And Hindi is not the national language of India. It is only the official language of India. The statement itself is very contradictory. Why will you have Hindi as the national language of India? Don't you guys remember about the language movement we have in 1956? We couldn't have it then when it was still easier, when the Congress was in majority. How will we have it now? So we don't have Hindi as the national language of India. In fact, we do not have the concept of national language. Though there are 150 other countries in the world which have a concept of national language, which is basically your common lingua franca, or the normal language of the common people. So in India, it is still debatable. That's why option 3 is wrong. Option 2, if you go and check the India book, it is international form of Indian numerals. We actually go by not millions and billions. We actually go by crores and 10 crores and so on. So that's where our international form of numerals come into practice. Article 343 nonetheless is about languages in the Indian Constitution, and this is correct. So Article 343 of the Constitution is about Hindi, and the Devanagari script shall be the official language of the Union. So Hindi is the official language of the Union, and so is English. Article 343 clause number 2 and 3 actually talk about English also being the official language till 1965. We can use it, but 343(3) says that we can further the use of Hindi and English together as and when we require, or till the time we choose to do it. So we are still continuing to use both Hindi and English in our official communications. Understood? Everybody? So only very few people got it correct. Naveen, you also got it correct. Jyoti finally got it correct. But initially, Jyoti, you Jyoti, you changed your answers. Okay. So that's why the correct answer is A. Now, talking about the languages, there is another question for you. All right. So your time starts now. 25 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer. Yes, Jyoti, there was a huge debate on it. Yes, Jyoti, I used to do that too. Every serious civil services aspirant will do that, right? Sanjeev, no difference. It just gets more prominence. Then you actually start overriding. It's like you are imposing your will. You are saying something is a national language. That means all the other languages become regional languages. And if you talk about that, then Sanskrit or Tamil or any other language has an equally or even more richer heritage. If you're from Chennai, you already know that Tamil has a very, very rich literary, cultural, and very, very old heritage. So that's about it. So what's the answer, guys, for question number 8? No, there's no confusions with the options. Actually, Ganga and all the others, 1 and 5 is not the correct one. Only A is the incorrect one. Actually, 5 option is correct. The original aim to have more languages in the 8th schedule was to enrich Hindi as an official language. If you look at the constitutional debates, the more the languages, because Hindi doesn't have a very huge vocabulary, and that's why we use Sanskritized Hindi and add more and more words to Hindi to make it or more commonplace or to make it good for official communication, right? So yes, only option number 1 is wrong because there are 22 languages which everybody knows that there are there in the 8th schedule, 22 recognized languages. All these languages are official languages of India, all right? So option number 2 is correct. Candidates appearing for civil services can use these languages as medium to answer questions. You are civil service aspirants, you know it better. So option number 3 is correct. 4 is correct, yes. So since all these languages are a part of the 8th schedule of the constitution, they get representation in the official languages commission, which is article 344 of the constitution. So under article 344 of the constitution, there is an official languages commission which works to promote Hindi specifically, and you have an official languages policy also. All right. And fifth, the original aim was, yes, to take words from these recognized or official languages and to put them into Hindi. That was the original aim. However, later on, it became the aim that we'll actually use them to as official languages in their own right, and now the official languages commission will be responsible for their maintenance, their growth and their prosperity in the country, so that we don't lose out to these kind of things. Is it understood? Okay, so let's move on. Give me 1 minute. Okay, understood everybody? Any doubts? Okay, so these are the 22 languages that we have here. Now, in the last YouTube session, I made a mistake. So, Bodo was the first tribal language to enter. That was in 2004, along with, and then subsequently Dogri, Maithili and Santali were added to the constitution. But Bodo remains the first tribal language to enter the 8th schedule or the constitution. And it was done under the border accord, which was recently in news. All right. So let's move on to the 9th question for today. 25 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer. All right, Gurpreet, that's what I want to do, because we'll get to the UPSC level, that whatever or what kind of difficult questions come, you guys are able to answer all of them. So with that, your time starts now. Reread, everybody read the question. It looks easy. So only Akash has answered me up till now. Akash, it's incorrect. B is not the answer. Guys, you should remember these articles. They are very important articles. Only Neelam has answered me correctly. Yes, it is option C. All the statements here are incorrect. Yes, incorrect statements. So, all these statements here are incorrect. It's not 3 only, it's not 1 only, it's not 2 only. Yes, Neelam, you're right. It's Article 263. So, option number 1 is incorrect because the Interstate Council for Center-State Relations, so it's very important under Center-States Relations. It has been set up under Article 263 of the Constitution. So, option 1 is incorrect. Alright. Let's come to option number 2. It has been incorporated after the recommendations of the first Administrative Reforms Committee. No. Sarkaria Commission was there. It's a very, very famous commission. Sarkaria Commission. Go and look at the recommendations. It is still used in public administration as a guiding light to center-state relations. So, option number 2 is incorrect. Alright. Shantini, what? You also answered this? Yes, rest of you have answered it correctly. Obed, you're new to my class. Venkat is new to my class. A lot of new people today. Yes, Shantini, you also answered it correctly. I got your message right now only, Shantini. It has appeared on this right now only. Now, coming to option number 3, that administrators of UT with no legislative assembly, for example, Ladakh, right, or other UTs that don't have a legislative assembly, they will have no representation in the interstate council. No, that is not correct. Whether you have a legislative assembly or you don't, your administrators will be representing you in the interstate council. It's a very, very inclusive body. All right. So option number 3 is also incorrect, and hence the incorrect statements, all these statements are incorrect here. So the question looks easy or at the sight of it, but it's a little tricky. So coming here, with this interstate council set up under Article 263 of the Constitution, which talks about center-states relations, Prime Minister is the chairman of the interstate council. And who all are the other members? Chief ministers of all states and UTs that have legislative assemblies are members of this. Administrators of UTs not having legislative assemblies are also members of this. Governors of states under the precedent rule are also the members of it. So somebody might say that in which state the precedent rule is there, why will the chief minister come? So the chief minister might not come, but the governor will come, even if there is a precedent rule. Obed, my class happens alternative days on YouTube at 11 a.m. Alright. I will continue, and these are the prelims test series classes. Alright. So on YouTube it happens at 11 a.m. and on Unacademy it happens daily at 8:30 p.m. in the evening. They are all special classes, so everybody can attend them. Alright, 8:30 p.m. I take the prelims classes on Unacademy, prelims test series like I take on YouTube, and on YouTube it is 11 a.m. every alternate morning. So coming here, all of them are members of this. Apart from this, the CMs, the governors, the administrators and the PM, there are 6 ministers of cabinet rank from the Union Council of Ministers, which are also a part of the interstate councils. Alright, and they are nominated by the Prime Minister, who's the chairman of the council. So every year, these 6 people actually keep changing because the chairman of the council or the PM decides who should be the members of the council. Understood? Okay, let's move on to question number 10. Akash, I don't remember the exact number of recommendations, but yes, it is still the guiding light for center-state relations. That is what I can tell you. I don't remember the number of recommendations. It's a little difficult. Too many numbers are already there. All right? Okay. Question number 10, 20 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer. It's a very easy one. Very easy, extremely easy. There is no difficulty in this question. Time starts now. It is actually easy, guys. There's no trap here. Yes, sugarcane is also included. Okay, so Ganga, Sanjeev and Jyoti have answered me correctly. Shantini has answered me correctly. Gayatri has answered me correctly. So none of the options are incorrect actually. Both these options are correct. So the Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices, it actually sets up the minimum support price. MSP is the minimum support price. I did not put the full form here because everybody should be knowing it. It is so much in news all the time, every time. So they set up the minimum support price for 23 crops. Out of those 23 crops, 7 are cereal crops, 5 are pulses crops, and 7 are oil seeds that we actually import. Copra is your raw coconut, everybody knows. Cotton, jute, and sugarcane. So for all these, they set up the MSPs. Now, interestingly, when they actually send their report on the prices, it is divided into five sections. One is for the Rabi crops, one is for the Kharif crops, one is for your copra, then is for your cotton and for your sugarcane. So it actually distributes its reports in 5 sections: Rabi crops, Kharif crops, copra or coconut, sugarcane and cotton. Alright. So let's move on. There you go. Sorry, not cotton but raw jute. So the 5 commodities are Kharif crops, Rabi crops, sugarcane, raw jute and copra or raw coconut. In fact, this question was, no, it is not removed, Nilam. It is not removed. It is still there. In fact, interestingly, so there was a question in the prelims examination regarding the cost plus formula. Do you guys remember that? What all is included in the minimum support prices criterion? So there was a question on that in the prelims. I haven't included it here because that has already been covered in the previous year's questions. All right. Okay. Question number 11. Great, Neelam. Nice to know that. Question number 11. 20 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer. And your time starts in another 5 seconds. Actually, folks, the correct answer is A only. Sanjeev has answered it correctly. The correct answer is A. One only. India is the second largest fish producing and second largest aquaculture nation in the world. Who is the first one? It is China. China is the first largest fish producing, largest aquaculture nation in the world. We are at the second position. Alright. So, Sanjeev has answered it correctly and Neelam has answered it correctly. Fisheries and aquaculture is not a well-established industry in India. We don't have a properly established industry in India. In fact, we still undergo a lot of traditional fishing practices and we are actually trying to improve our fisheries production. We are still not up to the mark. when it comes to the per capita consumption or per capita production, India is still lagging behind. So fisheries and aquaculture in India is still a sunrise sector or a growing sector, which requires more investments, but it is supposed to grow at a very high rate in the future. That's why we have the Matsya Sampada Yojana. Remember guys? Yes, Blue Revolution. So Jyoti, as per the recent data that we have of the India yearbook, it is the second largest fish producing state. Alright. So I am not saying it, it is in the India yearbook which says it. So as per India yearbook, it is the second largest fish producing state. So that might have changed because the new data keeps coming in. So as per their data, it is second. Alright. Okay. So let's move on. This is an interesting question. Alright. So 25 seconds to read it and 30 seconds to answer. Obed, take your time and answer. Don't move at that fast pace. Arpan, Obed, both take your time and answer. So nobody has given me a correct answer as yet. The correct answer is option number D. Only 2 is correct. Rest all are incorrect. So if you have been following the news closely, Matsya Sampada Yojana has been given a recent approval by the cabinet, and it was not launched in the 2021 budget, it was launched in the 2019-20 budget. Alright, so option number 1 is incorrect. Only Naveen has given me a correct answer so far. So option 1 is incorrect. Option 2 is correct. Alright, yes, the scheme will be implemented between 2021 and 2024-25. So it's a 5-year scheme. Alright, so option number 2 is correct. Okay, then option number 3. So the amount that I have written here, and yes, it is one of the largest investments in the fisheries sector by the government, but it is not in US dollar 250 crore. Do you even know how much the US dollar will cost us? Will we be investing 250 crores of US dollar? I mean, can you see the size of the money in US dollar terms? So that's why I had even highlighted it. So I thought you will see it. It is INR. Yes, itni zyada paise. So third is incorrect. Okay, that is why. So that's why I said read it correctly. Option 4 is also incorrect because schemes like these, so it is important but not very important, and most of the schemes of the government are not completely center sector schemes. In fact, even this scheme is both centrally sponsored as well as central sector scheme. What is the difference? So in a central sector scheme, it is 100% funded by the center, and in a centrally sponsored scheme, there is a ratio, say 90-10 ratio, in which center and states both combine to finance the scheme, or 50-50 or 40-60, whatever the ratio is. So it has both components, central sector as well as central sponsored. Alright, so it is not a completely center sector scheme. That's why option number 4 is also wrong. So only option number 2 is correct. Yes? Okay, chalo. Now, if you really want to read more about it, you can visit the PIB release that the government had, because I have already discovered I had already not discovered, sorry, discussed the PM Matsya Sampada Yojana in a previous YouTube session here only, or maybe on Unacademy. I had discussed this entire Yojana in detail on how to remember the various facets of it, what is the government doing under it. So please go and visit this PIB release. The entire scheme is there in this one document. All right. Okay. So let's move on to question number 13. Interesting question. So 25 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer. And beware, it looks easy. There is a trap. All right. So just be careful. And your time starts now. Okay. So I've got one correct answer as of now. Jyoti has answered it correctly. Yes, it is option number A. Arpan has also answered it correctly. Neelam has answered it correctly. So very good performance. Jyoti, Neelam. I think all of my classes performing really well. Ganga, Gayatri, all of you guys are performing very well. Obed, you're also right. Gurpreet, what happened? You haven't read the India book, right? So you'll be reading it now? No, Naveen, Sangeet Natak Academy is different. Sangeet Natak Academy, you'll know what it is for. We have a question on that, so I'll discuss that. So yes, Gayatri, you're right. Sanjeev, it's not option number C, it's option number A. Only one is correct. Lalit Kala Academy, yes, it is our National Academy of Art, mainly for painting purposes. Paintings, arts and exhibitions, all right? So that's why it is the government's apex cultural body in the field of visual arts in India, and it was set up in 1954, all right? Let's come to the second part. No, it is not an attached office. It is actually an autonomous body under the Ministry of Culture. Why do we have an autonomous body? Because you're preserving culture. If you don't give them enough freedom, then there'll be the bias of the government coming in when it comes to preserving culture. So when you want to preserve culture, you want to preserve every aspect of culture that we have, whether it is from the Mughals, whether it is from the Christians, the Portuguese, the British, or the Hindustanis. So that's why it is not an attached office. It is an autonomous body. It takes its own decisions. It decides where it has to have the galleries, what paintings does it want to acquire, what does it want to preserve. However, the funds completely come from Ministry of Culture. Is that okay? It's okay, Suman. I don't think you need to read it because I'm covering it chapter by chapter. All right, Gurpreet, not a problem. But it helps really to know about India because Punjab is a part of India, right? Okay, chale fir? All right, so Naveen, you were asking about Sangeet Natak Academy. So there is a question here on that, on the same. So let's see what you guys have got. So 20 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer. Okay, so I'm getting answers now. All right, Afreen, B is not the correct answer. You're welcome, Suman. Okay, so Obed and Ananta, both of you got it correct. Yes, both the options are correct. Everybody of you got it correct. Naveen, why option number B? Why one only? Why not this? Because I haven't put the familiar name National School of Drama. So the National School of Drama also comes under the Sangeet Natak Academy. Yes? No, Shreet. The answer is both. Answer is option number D. Both these options are correct. So the Sangeet Natak Academy is for your dance and drama. Alright. Most of your film actors like Nazruddin Shah, Om Puri, they have come from the NSD. I did not mention NSD on purpose because then it would be too easy to guess. We haven't heard about Asian Theatre Institute or that there is a Manipur Dance Academy set up by in the name of Jawaharlal Nehru back in 1954. In fact, the Jawaharlal Nehru Manipur Dance Academy was the first organization to be set up by the Sangeet Natak Academy way back in 1954. Yes, you've suna hai? Great. And the Kathak Kendra in Delhi is very, very famous. So all of them come under the Sangeet Natak Academy, and hence option number 2 is correct. Option number 1 is definitely correct because it is the India's National Academy of Music, Dance and Drama. So now we have done 2 academies. Lalit Kala Academy is for your visual arts or arts, the paintings and all. Sangeet Natak Academy is for your dance and drama. So let's go and look at the third kind of academy. Which one is that? The Sahitya Natak Academy. So let's look at that one. There you go. So read carefully. It is the second last question for today. All right. So 20 seconds to read it and 30 seconds to answer it. Okay, Neelam, then you must be knowing a lot of these things. Another 5 seconds and your time starts. So Akash and Arpan, extremely smart. Yes. So Akash and Arpan, extremely smart. In fact, you should have tick marked the option number D. That ma'am, we got the trap. Now, you don't even have to remember the languages. You don't even have to think of Neelam, that 24 literature languages. You don't have to think about that. It's pretty simple. If option number A is correct, right? Sahitya Academy, India's National Academy of Letters, that means it is the Academy for Literature. So Lalit Kala Academy is for your paintings, okay? Your this one, Sangeet Natak Academy is for drama and music, all right? And your Sahitya Academy is for literature, okay? So yes, it recognizes 24 languages of India, all right? Now, if Sahitya Academy is recognizing 24 languages, and if this is correct, then when it gives you the award, the Sahitya Academy Award, why will it go and recognize only the 22 languages of the constitution? Then what's the purpose of recognizing the 24 languages of India that it already recognizes? So this was set up as a trap, all right? It actually awards to anybody who has written an outstanding piece of literature in any of the 24 languages that are recognized by itself. That is the Sahitya Academy. It has nothing to do with the 22 Indian languages in the constitution that we have already studied about, because those languages are there for a very different purpose. As I told you, they are for the preservation of those languages, recognizing that they are very important for our heritage and need an office of language promotion or official language promotion kind of commission to promote them, to preserve them, and to make advances in the area to keep them growing and keep them flourishing. Understood? So both, so only option number A is correct, option number 2 is incorrect. So the correct answer is option number A. Understood, everyone? So yes, trap in 24 and 22 languages, because see, whenever we read 22 Indian languages of constitution, we feel that nothing else can be correct, right? So I'm just making you habituated to the kind of errors that might be. We'll do it at such a level that when you actually go and appear for prelims, you'll be like, okay, I know how to handle these questions. All right. So there's a bonus question. It's a revision question. We have already done it day before yesterday. So there is option number D for those who haven't yet revised the chart that I have given you. And then there are option number A, B and C for those who know or had the time to revise. Got the trap, Obed? Great. So Obed, are you able to understand? Are you finding the class okay? It's okay, Sanjeev. Okay. So I should get the answers now. It's very easy. We have done this multiple times. Okay. So actually, option number A is correct. Afreen is right. Naveen is right. Neelam, it's not B. Because part number 18 is not languages. So that's why option number A is correct, because look at this. So if you want to remember, part 18 is emergency provisions, Neelam. Alright? Yes? So part 18 is if emergency provisions, then the only answer that can be correct here is this. Alright? So option number B is correct. Sorry, not A, but B is correct. Because part, sorry, what am I speaking? I'm getting it all incorrect. I'm sorry guys. I think I'm so sorry. Okay, so coming here, part 3, okay, 3 is D, alright, 5 is E. So option number A is correct because part 20 is your amendment to the constitution, alright, part 19 is your miscellaneous, so 4 is C, 3 is D, 5 is E, 2 is A, languages, and part 16 is special provisions related to certain classes. The SC/ST's part is covered under part 16. Is it okay? Everybody? You still confused? Okay. So guys, the easier way to remember it is, see, can you please remember part number 18? I just asked you to remember only part number 18. Sorry, what am I writing? Part number 18. Yes, part number 18 is emergency provisions. Can you remember only this part? The rest I will teach you how to remember. So, now understand this logically. We have, by part 18, we have discussed all the modalities or emergencies that can occur in running a government, right? So, whatever remains should be a part of miscellaneous, because now we have discussed all the modalities on how the government is supposed to be run. That's why your part 19 becomes your miscellaneous provisions. So that's how you remember part 18 and part 19. Now how to remember part 20? Now even after you have covered miscellaneous, but what? You have covered the emergency, you have covered the miscellaneous, but what if you want to change the constitution? Then you go to part number 20 to amend the constitution. So 18, 19, 20 done. Part 17, of course, languages, because before languages, the last thing that you want to discuss is what the people actually speak about. So part 17 is your languages, and part 16 will be provisions related to special classes. That is also discussed at a very later stage in the constitution. Are we clear? Now is it okay? Understood? So, and how to remember the first 5 parts? So, I'll tell you that also. So, how to remember this? Part 1 will always discuss what India is composed of. So, India is composed of union and its territories. India, that is Bharat, that concept comes in part 1 and there are articles 1 to 4 under it. Part 2 will be about who lives in this India, who are the people, how do we define those people. So, it is about citizenship. So, articles 5 to 11 are a part of part number 2. Part number 3. So, okay, you have a territory and there are people living in it. But what are their rights? So, part 3 is about fundamental rights. So, 12 to 35 is part 3 and hence you remember the fundamental rights. Now, if they have rights, then what is the state's duty towards them? Because there are people, there's a territory, what is the government doing? So, government has DPSP. So, part 4 is DPSP 36 to 51. Alright. Akash, next class is day after tomorrow 11 a.m. and the next class is tomorrow in the evening. Alright. So at 8:30 p.m. you should come to the Unacademy class. The link is on my Telegram channel and group. So you can join it directly from there. Alright. Or follow me on Unacademy so that you get notifications for my classes. Now coming here, part 4 you can remember. Now we said that we have given rights to people. We have given duties to the government, but what about the duties of the citizens? So that we realized very late, and thence we added part 4a, fundamental duties, that along with some rights people need to have certain duties. So that's article 51a, only one article dedicated to it. Now after we have discussed everything, who the people are living here, what are their rights, what is the duty of the government, then we need to define the government. And that's where it starts. So part 5, you will start from the top of the pyramid. So top of the pyramid is the union government. So part 5 is the union. Part 6 is the states. All right. Part 7 has been repealed because it was there earlier before you had this entire reorganization. So definitely once you've discussed the union and the states, what is the next one? The UTs. So part 8 is the union territories. Now underlying the UTs, what is the smaller form of government? The panchayats. So part 9 is the panchayats. Then we said, okay, panchayats have been defined, but what about the municipalities? So part 9a is the municipalities after the panchayats. And further going down, we should also have some place for SHGs or cooperative societies. So part 9b is for the cooperative societies. Now till here we are done. For the next part, okay, we have discussed about everybody, but there are some indigenous people, they require special protection. So part 10 is for that special protection to those people. Now, we have described all the people, all the territory, everything is done now. So what else is remaining? So we need to decide how the union and the states interact amongst themselves. Yes, Jyoti, there is an evening class in the at 8:30 p.m. on Unacademy. There is an evening class. So your part 11 is about relationships between the union and the states. So once you've defined everything, you've defined about the people, you even defined about the special people, then you define the relations between the union and the states. That how is the center and the state going to relate with each other. And there you find your article number 263 or 262, which is about the distribution of water or setting up of the water tribunals, and 263 about your interstate councils. Once we have discussed everything, now we need to discuss how to run the finance of the country. Where is the money coming from? So there are 2 parts in the constitution which are dedicated to the money. The one is related to finance and property, the other one is related to trade and commerce. So part 11 is your finance and property and part 12 is your trade and commerce. Now you discuss the money, you discuss the people, you've discussed the relations. What else is remaining? You need to have certain governmental positions. Or how is the bureaucracy of the country running? You have the government, but who is running the government? It's the people, the services. So the services are described under part number 14. All right. Neelam, there is no next question. I'm just explaining it so that it is easier for you to remember it. The next time such kind of questions come in, you will not make a mistake in identifying the correct part, because Neelam, you did make a mistake in identifying the correct parts. You said part number 17 was for emergency provisions. So this is something which is very important. Emergency is one of the favorite questions of UPSC. So you can't get that wrong, right? So with that, I'll close for today. And this is my code SBUS. You can use it for registering or taking any subscription under the UPSC CSE category. You get an instant 10% off. And I'm sure you've liked the video. So please like, share and subscribe to our channel, UPSC CSE in English. And hope to see you day after tomorrow at 11 a.m. and also in today's class at 8:30 p.m. on Unacademy. So with that, this is my Telegram group link. You can join using this link, and this is my Telegram channel link. So both of these are available. You can connect wherever you want. I post all my upcoming YouTube videos and Unacademy videos, the upcoming classes at both these places, so that you can easily follow me here. With that, folks, all the best and have a very happy Independence Day. Thank you.